list of bad habits, like burning my bridges down to the ground. Go on and throw me a lifeline. I'll be sure to cut it and watch myself drown. Locked in a prison of mistakes. So used to learning the hard way. Can't stop self-medicating. I need you to break through and save me. If I'm not unreachable, come and find me where I am. I'm at a brand new low.
Well, hello, everybody. It is I, Gumpzilla,
Me and Dam.
and a very special guest with us today. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir?
Yes, sir. It's your boy, Dean, the headliner Hendrix, baby.
Woo! I
Yeah.
like it.
Yes,
Yes,
very
sir.
exciting to have you on. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
appreciate
man, I'm
this.
stoked. I'm
And we've been
stoked.
stoked. We've
Pleasure.
been talking about doing this for the last couple months now, and
Yeah.
here we are, man.
Yeah, for
Exciting,
real.
exciting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, before we get into what you do as a profession, did anybody happen to watch the hockey game this past Thursday?
I was heartbroken.
Oh,
I was sick, bro. Oh, man. It had to be Connor McDavid?
Well,
Yeah.
you
Of
know,
all
'cause-
people?
yeah,
It,
but Dean, it could have been a lot worse.
it
though.
could have been
Yeah, that's
Crosby.
true. That,
I mean,
that's Sydney.
I literally would have been legitimately pissed if it was Crosby. So,
Yeah, I'd have been crying if it was Sydney, bro.
yeah.
That's
But I mean,
crazy.
at least it was a great game, man. I mean, that was
Yeah,
a game.
very
Go
very
ahead, sorry.
good game. No, you're good. I feel like from their exhibition game that brought a lot of eyes to them, and I really like that. There was still like the physicality there, but they didn't let like fighting like get in the way of
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the main like goal. Like they used fight, like I feel like they used the fighting that Team USA used the fighting in the exhibition match. Obviously, uh, for the little personal for the little personal reasons of Canada booing our national anthem, but also to really get more eyes on that game that they knew they're going to be playing a week and a half later,
right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
which
Well,
they succeeded in for real.
right. You know, I'm gonna have to admit something. During the pregame, when I'm actually like still working, so I'm kind of like listening to it in my ear, and like just you feel you actually literally feeling the energy coming from that stadium, that arena, dude. When they were chanting like USA, and you could just feel the crowd, and then all of a sudden, like when the national anthem played, dude, I actually got a little emotional over it a little bit. It's like a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not trying to sound soft or anything, but I mean, it
nah, dude, it was
sometimes that sense
it,
of patriotism,
Yeah.
man.
yeah, 100%. It's
It,
what
and it,
now go ahead, Adam.
no, go ahead, Dean. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. It's just like what this like country like really needed, especially at this point in time, and needing like unity for real. And yeah, it was dope. Like even like that they're chanting after every single goal, USA. You like
Oh yeah,
that had me in it for real.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I
But
mean, big win for the NHL, though. I think.
yeah, I would have to agree. I think I missed the first period, but what I watched of the game, and like, to be honest, you couldn't have asked for a better game. Like,
Yeah,
of like, that was one of the better games I've watched, and I can't even
Yeah.
remember how long. Just defensively, and then like Canada's goalie was making all the saves that he needed to make. We had plenty of
100%.
opportunities to win the game, but
Yeah.
it just stinks that it was Canada that ended up coming on top. But I mean, as a viewer standpoint, watching that game, I was very impressed.
100%. The thing that got to me was it's a hard one for sure, but like it's hard to play the game of hockey. But at the same time, when you see a guy like Connor McDavid like right open and right in front of the net,
Yeah.
just waiting for that pass, like that's a little bit heartbreaking for real. When I saw that back,
But like I said, though, I mean, it could have been worse. Could have been Crosby, and we would have been all mad. So,
Mhm.
Yep.
I mean, at
Yep.
least it was a great game,
Hundred
though.
percent.
I mean, it
Yeah.
lived up to its hype and then some. I mean, like it was only fitting that it was
100%.
in overtime, man.
Yeah, to be honest, it shouldn't have got to that point. We just couldn't capitalize. Like we had plenty of
Well,
chances
it's
to.
Austin Matthews. I mean,
Yeah.
he's already overrated as is. I mean,
Yeah. For real. For real.
but
Oh.
all right. Well, I just figure I touch base on that. So,
Yeah.
but
100%.
the real reason why we are here is because of our guest of honor, Mr. Dean Hendrix. Dean, I've known you for on and off for well since you were a little kid. I don't want to try to
Very,
not
very young kid.
very
Like when this,
very young.
when this, like, not even, when I wasn't even thinking about this. For real.
I kind of want to say that maybe I might have been part of the reason why he got into it, but I mean,
Yeah, a little bit. Like if it wasn't, yeah, I feel like if it wasn't for like certain people like around my like household, like it wouldn't have been on my TV at certain points, like as a kid. Like it didn't really click to me until like it ended up like I was channel surfing on my own. But it was because I had recognized it from it being on my TV at other moments of
mhm.
my like young childhood that I can't really remember. And it just stuck to me that one night, and it just stuck to me for the rest of my life. And
So
so yeah,
what
for sure.
what's your first memory of like remembering like what got you into wrestling? What was the big moment? Do you remember?
Yeah, yeah. The big moment was I was channel surfing, and like I said, there wasn't really anything to watch that night, but like I said, since like wrestling had already been on my TV a little bit, I had flipped onto wrestling, and I was like, I think I've seen this a couple times. I'll leave it on. There ain't nothing else to watch. And I watched, and I think by the end of that night, this is like around like 2008. This is when they're giving Jeff Hardy his big push.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
All
And,
right. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And as soon as I saw Jeff Hardy, it clicked for me. And after that, like every single week, I was watching SmackDown. Soon after that, he ended up winning the WWE Championship. Now I'm sold. I'm a lifelong fan because this was my guy who I rooted behind when I was like just getting into this, and now he was a champion within like a year.
Yeah.
And like even like looking back at it, like the guy that wasn't supposed to be champion became champion. So that was huge for me for sure.
Right.
Nice. Yeah. See, I was like around like 97. It was like I remember dude, my cousin was really into it. He was more like into WCW and stuff too at the time, but he got me and my brother into it. But like, I remember just like going over to his house and then he'll like put on like Nitro or whatever, and then like I
That's sick.
remember like one of the first pay-per-views I watched. I was telling Gumpus a while ago. I think it was the Montreal Screwjob. Like we watched it in blurry. It wasn't even like we we that was before like that was when you had to pay and all that money to
Oh
get it.
yeah,
We were just like it was just me and my brother that started getting into it. So like later on after that, like it started being like a family thing. Like my
yeah.
parents got into it, and then we were like getting every pay-per-view. But yeah,
Oh,
every we went to every extreme. Like I said, we were watching it in blurry. And then I remember
that's
when we were watching Bad Blood when Kane made his or was that Bad Blood? Yeah,
yeah.
Kane
Yeah.
made it. Yeah,
Yep.
97 when
That
he
was the
kicked.
pay-per-view before.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was the one, and that was the first one I watched, and I remember just the screen being blurry, and then but you could see that red mask.
oh
That
yeah.
wasn't the only thing that was
That's
big and
sick.
blurry, I'm gonna say.
No, it wasn't because after listening to that, and I was bricked.
That's bugging.
Now-
But nah, bro. Like
See,
that was dope.
See, now
Mhm.
you guys are gonna make me date you both here. I mean,
Mhm.
not like in a figuratively. I mean, but like age wise. I mean, all of
Yeah.
a sudden, man. Like my first experience was in my grandparents' house, and I know we've talked about this before, but I
Mhm.
mean, I know I haven't talked to you about it, Dean. I was
Yeah.
at my grandparents' house, and I was 6 years old, and I can remember when Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter were feuding, and it was when Slaughter threw the fireball into Hogan's face.
Mm.
That
That
is,
was
yeah, that. And then I can tell you exactly where I was at when I watched Shawn Michaels super kick Marty Jannetty and threw him into the stained glass window of the barber shop. I can tell you exactly where it was.
that's insane. That's dope though.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I mean, now have you been to any WWE shows or TNA shows or as of late now AEW shows just as a fan?
Yeah, like I went to I like went to like a couple like WB shows. I actually went to one with my dad in like 2009, and then
Oh, I miss your
and
dad so much.
I appreciate it. Yeah, bro, me too, all the time. And I also went to one uh Hell in a Cell 2017, I think.
Oh
And
wow.
then I went to AEW All Out Chicago 2022. And I also went to like a couple more AEW shows. I had free tickets for the last TNA that was in town. The tapings, not Bound for Glory, but the Impact show. Um, I could have. So like this thing in there's a thing in independent wrestling where you always got to be like jumping for opportunities, like trying to figure out how to be like one of the first, because everybody wants a spot, but there's only
Hmm.
so many certain spots, you know. So like you gotta like jump on opportunities, and I feel like if I would have jumped on an opportunity to help out at Bound for Glory, I could have, and unfortunately didn't do it because got caught up with like other personal things, and but there's always next time.
Hmm.
Which we call it. I actually got a chance to learn a little bit from Trey Miguel, who's part of the Rascals down in Impact, and
Oh, okay. All right.
actually, yeah, actually, also Trey Miguel appeared on TNA. No, not TNA. WB NXT.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
They well with that nice promotion, the cross promotion
Yeah,
they got going on.
yeah. No,
Uh,
that's really beneficial. Actually, Natalia Knight. Yeah, what I told you, Natalia Neihart actually, and I guess TNA was doing a lot of like tapings, or
yeah.
doing some tapings down in Orlando. So since Natalia got wind of that, invited some of the young TNA guys to the Dungeon 2.0 down in Orlando to roll around with her and TJ. It seemed like they learned a lot from like what I was looking like some of the clips I was looking at. So that stuff's really dope for me to see from independent wrestling to professional wrestling, like seeing them like help each other out. You know.
Yeah, that like what I wanted to ask you too as well, like are you still invested in like AEW?
Um. Yes and no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, uh, I I'll watch it because like it gives me like a lot of like nostalgia. It gives me a lot of stuff to learn. And what I can learn. I say like nostalgia because of they're really pushing Edge right now, which like I like. Or oh, my bad, Cope.
Yeah.
And
Well, that you
like
might be trademark infringing somewhere. So
yeah, 100%. But like I love that. I just at the end of the day, I just hope the best for them. You know, like I go on Twitter and there's like a lot of like I don't know. IWC is like very double edged sword of Team WB, Team AW, and it's like it was never meant to be like that, and it was never supposed to be like a WCW. It was just supposed to give an outlet for independent wrestlers like me and so many others to make money at this, to make a living, to provide for people, and that's everybody's goal is to either do that on their own independently through like going from show to show, traveling to show, because some actually do make enough money to live on their own independently without a contract. But a lot of people try to look to earn a contract in order to do so. So AEW just offered a different outlet to do so. So I always wish them the best. I always wish that they like continue to grow, at the end of the day.
Now, do you see? For us, I think we try, and we don't want AEW to go out of business at all because
Yeah.
Mhm.
competition's great. I mean, you missed out on
Yeah.
the Monday Night Wars, okay?
I
And
know.
Adam got the tail end of it, and I mean, I'm sorry, the thick of it. We were
Yeah.
both in the thick of it watching it, and
Yeah,
the
he had the switch.
yeah, I mean, and the competition was great. I mean, it
100%.
made both shows, compete with each other, work harder to try to outdo the other, and the storylines are great. And I think my biggest issue is with AEW is that there's absolutely no story. And I've said it before on this show. I mean, I have a hard time when they bring in somebody that's an independent from outside the company, and they get like some sort of title shot that get with no story, or they put
No
two
build
people,
up.
no build up.
Yeah.
And I guess that's probably my problem, and then maybe if it's a fault of mine, is that I got to have story. Because I mean, it
Mhm.
like with WWE, like maybe that's why I'm so more invested with WWE, is because there's story. There's
Yeah.
there's I've got an investment of one or the other, or maybe even both wrestlers. I mean that are, but
Yeah.
they're telling the story outside, telling their side of the story, and then they tell the story in the ring. So and I can see it like there's few things in AEW that you can tell where where they're trying to do story, and I will give them
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
But it just
100%.
seems really hard though that they're not consistent with the story, if that makes any sense. And I know
Nah,
that's
yeah.
and I understand there's also there is a block of the hardcore fans that are okay with that, and I if that's what they like, I get it, because I mean sometimes it's about the wrestling too, but I'm the type that I've got to have both.
Nah, yeah. The thing, like, there's a recent quote by somebody, and I forgot who had said it, but I'm gonna give you guys this quote because, like, in case if anybody ever does watch this podcast, I am trying to get signed. So
Yeah.
what you call it? There's a quote by somebody else, and it was AEW loves to focus on we have the best wrestlers. We have the best like almost in like a sports type of competition sort of sentence, and that's all well and good, but a lot of the U.S. fans look towards professional wrestling as a storyline base,
Mhm.
is to tell you stories and to like get them involved and to suspend their disbelief, you know, and that's still very much so with your your American audience that I just feel like they like can easily like miss the ball on sometimes.
Mhm.
Right. And I know that maybe you're right. Probably that is one of our faults. But I mean, like I guess you do look in Japan. I mean, I guess there's really no story in Japan, but it's
Well,
hard
it's just
fought.
like it's just like it's it's not like anybody's like fault at the end of the day. It's just like it's just what a certain audience likes, and like at the end of the day, like if it's just like if you go to the deathmatch show and you try to wrestle like you're in Ring of Honor '08,
Okay.
bro, you're probably gonna, unless if you're a big name that they actually care about, you're probably gonna get booed out the building.
Hmm.
Like if you're some nobody making their debut and you're like doing chain wrestling in front of a deathmatch crowd for 5 minutes, they ain't gonna get behind that.
Right.
So it's just knowing your audience, and like overall, like you guys, like everybody's just drawn in. Even myself, like even myself when it comes to wrestling, because I watch New Japan. I've been a fan of some New Japan matches, but I cannot watch New Japan consistently because it's very more sports based, competitive, and
Right.
there's some storylines that they do that I like and I could get behind, but there's like also not a lot of stuff. That's one of the reasons why Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks blew up in America all the way over in Japan was because of the storyline based stuff that they're doing in New Japan. You know?
Yeah. Yep.
So so it's just knowing your audience for real. And yeah, there's no fault in like you guys like liking that because at the end of the day, it's what everybody enjoy. Even in sports, you like storyline driven stuff. You like when
Oh
some
yeah.
two sports guys have beef, and they get on the court and they settle it. You love that stuff. It's the same thing when like two fighters, Conor McGregor, he like studied, in my opinion, how to be a heel and how to be
Mhm.
Right.
like he like watched the Rock promos, in my opinion, at his crib, and then
And he took the
antagonized everybody at press conferences. So
and then he
like,
took the Vince McMahon walk with him too. I mean,
Mhm.
yep.
it's
So
yeah. Okay,
so
so oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish. I apologize.
yeah, no, you're good. It's just like the audience of like America is just like really when you could put a story behind something, whether it's sports based or anything, it's just a lot more to sink your teeth into, you know? And that's the goal for wrestling, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think WWE's done a really good job with that, with storylines and stuff
Hmm.
since Hunter's taken over, and like
100%.
it doesn't even need to like always like involve the belts. You have like the bloodline story was great, but then even after Roman lost it, you still had other storylines to go to. You had like the to me the one of the better ones, was Punk and Drew, and it's still going on. There's
Yeah,
still more to that, but I definitely agree. The storylines are a main component to really get, I think, the viewers to keep and continue to keep watching the product.
100%. 100%. And yeah, no, like hats off to them cuz I was a fan in the 2019 era.
Hmm.
And
Oh
man,
man, y'all.
Yeah.
oh man.
Where's my Joe Namath struggling? I mean, that was oh my gosh. I mean, you know what? But that's when AEW though took advantage of though too.
Yeah.
Was that during that time period?
Hmm.
They saw an opportunity, and like just like you said, like how that competition is
Yeah.
is good for them, and I just hope that they don't get worried that it's like a WCW sort of thing, and they just like realize it's just stuff everybody got to work on.
Hmm.
Now, what do you think of the WWE TNA crossover right now? Like the cooperation.
That's
What,
been that's been like really incredible, to be honest. I mean, like I don't know like the benefits and everything of in the standpoint of like what TNA gets from it, but in my opinion, like it brings more eyes to TNA again, and
Hmm.
really shows that they're doing like what they can, They
right.
it's just really incredible to see for somebody like me who sees a lot of like TNA guys at like certain shows and who have
Mhm.
had the pleasure to like meet them and have conversations with them. Um, it's just really awesome to see because, like I said, at the end of the day, people who are willing to sacrifice and to do so much, whether it's sacrificing um certain things mentally or like certain things physically, like missing birthdays. Like I'm sure you heard John Cena talk about that, missing birthdays, missing holidays, missing whatever with family, just so you can be on the road to like make a next show. So to see more of an opportunity for those guys, like that's incredible. Because like I said, the goal is to make money at this. Back in the territory days, like you can make money independently
Right.
very nice, like very nicely, Not like
Right.
now I will like be honest with you guys, it's a struggle. Like it's that there's been some nights where it's a freaking struggle. But to see that, I think it gives a lot of like people in the back like hope. And it also it also does a lot for the fans. Like I feel like it gives you guys something interesting, you know?
Oh
Like
yeah.
like turning on your TV every week and not knowing who in TNA could show up on maybe even Raw or NXT, or who on NXT, Raw, SmackDown could show up on Impact.
I was at I was at Royal Rumble just a few weeks ago. I was there watching Joe Hendry just
Yeah,
show
yeah,
up.
yeah, that's right. Yep.
That was
I did.
awesome, by the way. It was
That's
incredible. I love
incredible.
that.
Do you
Now,
guys want to
what
know
about?
how
Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I would love to hear that
yeah,
story.
do you guys know how old that song is?
I would. I'm gonna say probably 8 years old.
Yeah, it's like 10 years old.
Oh my
I
gosh.
believe in Joe. Hey, but if you believe in something, if you feel like it gets over with certain people,
Yeah,
it'll eventually
it's
work,
only
and that
like a
man showed
minute
that.
22. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's only like a minute 20. Now,
No, but like,
with the,
go
oh,
ahead.
no, oh, I was gonna say I was actually gonna bring up something, but if you want to finish the story, finish what you were saying. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, no,
Because
you're good. It's just like,
we're like three of us are like trying to talk at the same time. Sorry.
no, yeah, no, you're good. It's just like everybody like loves that song. It's crazy how a song like 10 years like just like blew up like that. But like
Yeah.
everybody loves it, you know. Now it's a hit.
Now I'm really curious with you being in the business, and we're gonna get into the your backstory a little bit, how you got into it. But the WWE ID program, how what is that like? How does that make you feel right now? When people that you work with, your fellow coworkers in the back, and no matter what promotion you're at right now, what is with WWE having this new like ID program for independent wrestling and all that? How's that really? Is it pushing you guys now to work a little harder to try to get that attention from WWE, or I mean, what's it like right now in the mood in the back?
100%. So for me at least, my goal from day one was to get signed, to be like on TV, to make this my living, and I was gonna try to do that at any means necessary at all costs. So to see this means like the world, because it almost like helps give you a little bit of a guide on how to get there. It certainly is like a little bit of a boost. Obviously from being able to have that tag on you and to be able to say you're that while like still on the independent scene is like incredible. Um, I don't know. I don't know the ceiling for everybody, like, or I don't know what everybody's ceiling is. Um, if you go to wrestling shows, if you guys do go into like independent shows, you'll see a mixture of different guys. You'll see like the guy who maybe is like comfortable like working this crowd and just this crowd, and that's all he does. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. That's his ceiling, and if he's comfortable with it, he's comfortable with it. I just know that my ceiling from day one was to make it at some point. So to see this is incredible, and I think whoever has the same ceiling as me and who wants to get signed and who wants to be on TV, I think they think it's dope too. It just I still in wrestling there's like, in my opinion, like it could be like sometimes like a right place, right time sort of thing,
Hmm.
you know. And I believe it gives you more of like a chance than just that, you know.
Right.
It gives independent wrestlers more hope. So so it's like exciting to see, and yeah, definitely to like at least to answer your question personally, for me, it's made me work harder
Right.
for sure. So
Wow. I mean, talk about an exciting like uh, opportunity here, and just like I'm excited for you, and I'm excited
Mm-hmm.
for all your coworkers that are they're back in the back with you there, and just I
oh
mean
yeah, no, it's dope. I actually I had just started in the business, and I was only like not even a year in. I was going to these tapings at my school, um and there was a guy who had I'll call him like I guess he was like the main attraction of the tapings at the time. His name was Freedom Ramsey, and Freedom Ramsey like he was kind of looking to come out of his shell more. The thing like that was behind his gimmick was like screaming freedom in his matches.
Hmm.
That was like really about it. Other than that, he was like kind of like a quiet guy. But once he got in the ring, man, like that kid was like really athletic, and I could see like wherever he wanted to put his ceiling at, he could like make it, you know. So seeing him now, he's WWEID. So to see that for him is like incredible, and to see where he takes that is like going to be dope because now he has that like tag on him. He can get more social media presence as long as he continues to build his own brand. Because I know that's like it's just like a stepping stone for you. It's like an extra tool for you to use in order to build your own brand as an independent wrestler. You know,
Right.
and as long as you use that well, like hats off to the man. Because yeah, like it's crazy to see people like evolve and become like so much more in wrestling over the years. And it's dope to see his evolution, to see him get that. You know.
And it's really exciting too because I mean you also WWE is going to have the new show. You know, they bought the name of Evolve too,
Yeah.
and
Oh
I mean
yeah,
we're going to see a lot of a lot of these guys on that
Mhm.
show. So I mean, what a great opportunity for you guys to
Mhm.
get your time to shine. But I mean, you guys, continue to work hard. I mean, we can't wait to be like one of the first ones to say, hey, we interviewed him before,
Yeah.
Dean Hendrix before he became Dean Hendrix. You know, so
you you, you kill me. Nah, 100% though. Like that'd be sick.
But yeah, I've been to an Evolve show, and I think that's probably one of the better shows I've been to. Just
Yeah,
like a small venue, and it was like when I went, it was there was Matt Riddle was there, and Austin Theory.
hmm,
that's
So
sick.
it was, yeah, being in a small venue like that, and then like a year later they're in NXT and WWE and
hmm.
stuff. It was a lot of fun, but
Yeah, yeah. One thing I've noticed, it seems like with smaller environments, you could get like a little bit more interaction.
mhm,
Um, from especially from wrestlers. Cause like right, like if you got like a crowd of like bigger people, if like you're like further away from the ring, like it's hard to like kind of hear people or whatever. If it's a small like environment, like you could hear a lot more of the interaction. You could interact a lot more with the crowd, and I feel like a lot of those shows like Evolve NXT, like especially NXT, from what I remember from I remember had like a lot of like fan interaction.
Sorry about that.
Nah, you good. But yeah, nah, that's that's really I just hope that there could be like a resurgence in independent wrestling again, and that's what I hope I can help bring to the table.
Oh, yeah.
So
Hey,
yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I mean,
is that an ad that popped up?
yeah, we're an we're an upstart podcast here, so we're kind of like working with the bare minimum, and sometimes
I
it
love
just
it.
man.
I
So
love it.
now, Dean, how did you get into the business? What made you decide that this is what I want to do?
I was so I was already like I was back and forth on it. It was always like on my mind as like a kid, as you know, and I always like was a huge fan, and what sold me was like Hell in the Cell 2017 when I'd went and I had like good enough tickets where you could see me in some of the entrances. And I told my friends, I was like, I'm pretty sure you could see me if like you turn this on, you know. And so my friends like turned it on and uh they had saw me. And I still have photos that like they had like took of me from like that night. And they made jokes with me, like oh like bro, you know what this means, right? Like now that now that you've been that person like in the crowd, like now you got to train. So now they could like do the whole thing of this person was in the crowd way back in the day sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I know for them it was just like a little bit of a joke, maybe like trying to like help me like push me towards my dreams, but like that's like what sold it for me. And yeah, that's what pretty much like sold it for me. It was because I knew I wanted to do something like with my life. I didn't know what it like was exactly, but I knew I wanted to like be larger than life, and I knew I could get that from wrestling.
Now, did you get a lot of encouragement from from your dad, your mom, and your sister, or
So,
was there a bit of a pushback, or
so everybody was, and I think that's what sold me was that everybody was actually supportive. My girlfriend at the time, my ex girlfriend, was very supportive at the time, and then my mom was very supportive and very supportive. But I love my mom, but she like kind of like makes excuse not to go to like a lot of the shows because no one doesn't want to see me get beaten up.
I was gonna
I
say
under,
that. I don't wanna see you get
I
beat up.
that's just
I
mom being
understand.
mom? Come on.
They're pretty
I
free
understand,
sexual.
but like but there was one actually recently with TNA former TNA superstar Jake Chris, and
Hmm,
I
okay.
told her I told her I really wanted her to be at that show, so she was. So her and Big Adamo, he uh he popped out and they came out and supported me for the first time, and that was really cool. But regardless, like they always supported me though. Through it all, like even like in personal life, if I need help, if I need help getting like a little bit of like gear done or getting like a design from somebody or whatever like I need, she's always like supportive. Kate was like very supportive. I think I think she I love my sister,
Uh-oh.
but I
Uh-oh. Does
think
that mean
I think she made me bug Darren McCarty a little bit too much when when I had came up there.
That
So
sounds like your sister.
so he was doing a comedy show up north around where they're at, and they had bought tickets, and I was like, oh yeah, so y'all bought tickets? I mean, I probably could have got you guys tickets, but I told them I'd go with them, and so we're going up. We went up north, and I messaged Darren, and I was like, we're gonna be at the show, supporting you. Like I said, my mom, my sister are huge fans of you. And he's like, oh, that's dope. Like I can't wait to see you, and can't wait to meet them. And so we popped out. It was actually cool. He gave me a little shout out in front of the whole crowd, which I thought was really really nice of him. And then yeah, it was so funny because like I feel like she didn't think I knew him like that for real. So
Right.
like after like the show, like she was like asking like I should like text him, ask him if he wants to come over and
oh
like
man.
She
smoke
really
some
bugged
and
you,
like
huh?
smoke some and like hang out and whatever. And so like I like messaged it to him and yeah, he left me on red for that one. He didn't get back to me
Yeah.
for a little bit and was like, "Oh, my bad," which I kind of figured was gonna
Yeah.
happen. But I
Yeah.
love
You
my
don't want to
sister.
push that far. Yeah. My brother Eric.
Yep,
He told me he used to work at Maple Lane, so Darren would always golf there. I don't know if he does it or not now. Don't go
that's right.
prodding Darren McCarty at this place if he does. But I mean, like my brother told me stories how nice of a guy he is, and my brother actually got to smoke with him.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
So,
That's
Oh yeah. No, he's a he always keeps that primo on him. My Uncle Darren, dude. What you call it? I actually somebody else in the independent scene that I'm friends with. We actually he's actually like closer friends with Darren, and I like came over and he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go somewhere. It's gonna be a surprise." I was like, "Oh, for sure. I guess let's find out, buddy." So we hop in his car and we drive, and it was to somebody's place. I'm like, "What the heck?"
hmm.
I walk up to the door. Dude opens the door. It's Darren McCarty. I'm like, "Whoa, what
Oh
up,
wow!
D? What up, D?" So I
What's up,
walked in
Darren?
there and yeah, we walked in there and hung out with homie and chilled and
Right.
talked about stuff.
Did he
And
forgive
yeah, it
you?
was really dope.
Did he?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Now,
No,
uh, now, what did you go to a school around here? Did you find a school around here to train, or did you have to go out of state?
yeah, no, I found a school here. Um, really quick. So sorry, I'm like causing a blank. There's one more thing about people being like nah, maybe I forget. I thought there was like one more person like I thought about like wanting to like support me or not. Doing this I wanted to like
Oh, okay.
talk
All
about.
right. Well,
But if I think about it, I'll just circle back to it. But pretty much
yeah,
the
yeah,
school
that's fine.
yeah,
Come on, buddy.
hmm
I appreciate it. The school I figured out was because I was trying to think about it, you know, like am I gonna have to go out of state for this? Am I gonna have to like what am I gonna have to do? And I looked up schools and I figured out that there was a school actually right here in Centerline, Michigan,
Hmm.
House of Truth, uh, House of Truth, trained by Truth Martini. Truth Martini is he
Okay.
was a he was a wrestler. He was a wrestler slash general manager. General
Yeah,
manager
he was in
for
ROH.
yep for Jay Lethal and Ring of Honor from like around like the 2006 days.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, he had like
Cool.
a lot of people like endorse the school like over the years. Dan Housen is alumni.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm.
there's there's a few others. Alex Shelley. Actually, when I was first trained, so I had trained in a class and I got hurt and I kind of gave up on myself, kind of beat myself up, got in my head, and told myself I don't know if I could do it. So instead of him helping me through, because he knew like if I wanted this, I have to want it for myself. He let me go home. So for over a year, I contemplated whether or not I could actually become a pro wrestler and actually be a pro wrestler if I was actually cut out for this. And then when I finally made a decision, I can do this and I will do it. I came back, and when I came back, trained. I finally completed the course. I got cleared, and within the first week of that, he actually invited me up to school to roll around with Alex Shelley and actually learn
Oh
from him.
wow,
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's
dude,
actually like a
that's
few.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah. There's actually a few occasions where I actually got to the chance to learn quite a little bit from Alex Shelley. So yeah, man.
Wow.
I'm
That's
very
good that you.
thankful for Alex for real.
That's good that you did that. Low. Sometimes you need that. Like you need to hit that rock bottom, and then that's
Oh
the
yeah,
point that gets you to the point to where you build yourself back up, and
100%.
you were down, but then you built yourself back up, and you continue to do it, and then now look, you know,
Yeah,
we're
no,
hoping that
100%,
you just continue to do it and just keep being positive and fighting for it, man. It's
100%,
awesome, good
100%.
stuff.
Nah, I really appreciate it, man. Cause
Now,
like even go ahead.
oh no, go ahead, please
Oh
finish.
yeah, even
We're loving your
even
story, man. I mean, we're just here to listen.
uh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. But pretty much like even within wrestling, I struggled. Like even after I was cleared, I would like I knew I could do it, but it was like a confidence thing. I don't know. And I struggled like on shows, and I really had to evolve Dean Hendrix. And Dean Hendrix is like in my opinion, an evolution of like a few different things, and not just a rock star type of character. Because of how many times I felt like I was having to reinvent myself or like try something different because I was unsure and bro, it took me 3 years on like doing this stuff to have my first shirt because I was like unsure of what I wanted to exactly do. So uh even when I had like graduated the class, I still like had like struggles and yeah, I just keep finding a way to like over overcome it because like in wrestling, the only way, in my opinion, you can make it and make something out of it is making yourself comfortable in uncomfortable situations.
Now, how did you come up with the name Dean Hendrix?
So as much as I want to like sit here and say like because I watched them the other night and I felt like, man, like the way cooler story is that like I watched Doc Hendrix and like I just thought that that was sick, but it was the usual like but it was just the usual I was looking for I knew I wanted like I didn't, so a lot of people like label my shtick as like a rock star shtick and whatever. Like I'm trying to be like a rock star, this and that. I was only trying to be like
Well, that's how your hair was, by the
like
way.
well yeah,
That's
but like yeah, it's supposed to
stars.
be like
It's just in the whole
yeah,
point.
yeah. It's supposed to be like inspired by the lifestyle, you know. So it's supposed to be like if you ever seen 20, I think like 2015, like Finn Balor from like New Japan when he was the real rock and roller. Like dude
Yeah.
wasn't like a rock star or anything, but that was like his like thing. He just had like a rock star like S sort of like style about him. And that's what I try to like do with Gene Hendrix, at least at like, at first. And so that's where Hendrix like came from. I knew I always wanted to be Dean in wrestling because of Dean from Supernatural.
Oh,
So
see, I'm thinking it was like
yeah,
Dean or something. But I mean, like,
nah, nah, nah. So
okay.
yeah, so one of my favorite shows like growing up was Supernatural, and I love Jensen Ackles playing Dean Winchester. Like that character is like one of the best in that I've ever seen in television history. So it always like had like that character had always meant something to me ever since I was a kid. So I was like, what's like a sick name to be named? And instantly, I was like Dean. So
Right.
and then I was like, nah, I need to
That
figure
is
out a last name. Yeah,
that is a great wrestling name.
nah, yeah, nah. Thank you. I
Now,
appreciate that.
is there anybody like, say you were to come in to like TNA or NXT, is there any specific wrestler that you would want to have a feud with? What would be the one wrestler
Oh,
that you'd want to have a feud with?
oh. Um, I would well if it was TNA, I'll give you two. Trey Miguel, cause I actually like know Trey Miguel on a personal basis a little bit, and I feel like that'd be like really like fun, cause I feel like the chemistry would be there, and then definitely have to like, man, I wish I was like there right now, but Jeff Hardy before his career is done, 100%. And then NXT. NXT, I'll say Ethan Page. I actually got a chance to meet Ethan Page backstage at a show one time. He was at a Clash. He was at a Clash event. He was at a Clash wrestling event here in like 2023 or 2022, and
Oh,
he was backstage, and I thought that stuff was so dope.
now your first match. So like, what was that like? What year was that? Like in between, like you getting the schooling and then do your first match.
Oh
Um,
man.
what was what was it like when you were getting ready to step into the ring in front of people for the first time?
Oh yeah. So fun fact. I'll tell you. I'll tell you the story. So it was probably like I don't think I was even like a week done with like training yet, and I was like literally just cleared, and so I'd met somebody, so I was getting this tattoo done, and when I was getting this tattoo done, I was
Okay.
saying to the guy how I was like aspiring to be a pro wrestler. So really, you're inspiring to be a pro wrestler? Like that's actually pretty cool, man. Like I actually know a wrestler here in Detroit. Like what? Not what? Like who? And he started telling me about this guy named Jamie Eternal, and he gave me his Facebook and stuff, and I added him, and after he accepted it, I started messaging him, and we kind of clicked, and I told him I was aspiring to be a pro wrestler, trying to save up the money for the school and stuff like that, and he sent me like a flyer to like come out to one of his shows, and I did, and we talked after his match. His character was the King of Strange style, and
Hmm.
he was like a Undertaker, like he was like a Undertaker meets 90s Joker sort of character. Like if you like can picture Mark Hamill's Joker voice on like a Undertaker esque character, like that's like kind of how he was, and he was a really dope guy, and I told him like, do you think like a guy like me could like do this sort of thing? Do you think I could like actually like be a wrestler? And he was one of the first people that told me like I could. That was actually in this business, and that's like kind of like what another thing that sold me on it. That like I got to go and do this, and so I did. I trained, and a week later after training, um, and even when I stepped away from training, he was still there, like supporting me, like helping me, let me know I could do it. So a week after I was officially trained, which was August 2021, when I was officially cleared, and he had hit me up. He was like, "I have a friend who's having a wrestling show for a birthday party, and they asked me to be on it, and do you want to be a part of it?" And it's a birthday party for some kids, and it's like my first match, and so like of course, like why not, it's just been my first opportunity. I got to do it.
I
So
Dude, I would have thought, dude, I would have thought that would have been the match with the Legos, with the kids'
I'm
party.
dead. Nah. Oh heck
Oh,
nah. That was
or
probably like match.
in
Oh
order
my
to
gosh,
win, you gotta pin the tail on the donkey or something like that.
Yeah.
dude,
Nah, but
dude, here I am backyard wrestling. And he's legitimately backyard wrestling in a
Yeah.
ring.
but no, 100%. Like pretty much, I'm like, I get in this ring. I'm like, wow, like this is it. Like this is like my welcome to like independent like pro wrestling. Like it's just like independent pro wrestling has evolved so much to just making it how you can. Like I will be like honest with you. Like there's some people that like get money and like think they can do this. And it's not if anybody in my community is listening, like that's not a shot at anybody. Um that's just what I've seen like from some people. Like they just get some money, they start a company, they get some money. Oh, I could become a pro wrestler. Like there used to be a joke back in COVID era called what is it what is I forget the name of those checks that people got, but
Oh, the
during COVID
stimulus.
time. Ah,
Emmy.
they
Yeah.
they they joked. They would joke, and they'd see an independent wrestler come out, and they'd see him crap the bed, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's a stimulus wrestler." Because they got their stimulus check. They went to their closest wrestling school. They got trained.
Now,
And
I got a quick question for you on that.
yeah,
Did you at least DDT Roscoe the Clown?
I'm dead. I'm dead. Nah, it was a strict little. It was a little regular wrestling match. It was actually really cool because he said it'll probably be a good idea for you because you don't have to do a lot in this match. You can learn how to work a crowd, which is like the easiest crowd to work is children.
Right.
So no brainer. So that's part of the reason why I took it because I'm a very like anxious person already, and like low key, if y'all were to go to some of the like Detroit, Metro Detroit, independent wrestling shows, you'll see that some people could be very like hardcore, meaning like if they see a guy they don't know, it's your crap, buddy. Like get out.
Well,
And
the match that we watched, we could hear it,
Yeah.
and of course, I mean, like
yeah,
you said earlier, the IWC is just, I mean,
Mhm.
oh
they
yeah.
can
So like,
be brutal, man. I mean,
oh man, they could be very brutal. I've had some nice little comments towards me for sure. And so like it's just I guess it was just a way for me to like relax a little bit, you know, like ease my way into this business. So like I took it. Plus, he was really dope, and he was like, "I'm gonna put you over since it's a birthday party, and like obviously you'll be more of a baby face." And to be honest with you fellas, that is unheard of in wrestling. Somebody who's getting
yeah,
trained weird and gets to win their first pro wrestling match is very unheard of. So
yeah, because you
for
would
me,
normally,
like,
you guys would be normally like the enhancement talent
Yeah.
at that
yep,
point.
yep,
Yeah,
he had every right to like just be like, it's a birthday party. I'm gonna come out as a monster baby face. I'm gonna squash you. Like he could have easily done that, and I'd have been all right with it, you know, because it's my foot in. But at the same time, the fact that he's willing to do that, that's kind of the reason why I took it, was because it just showed me how big of a heart he had for me. And fast forward to 3 years later, to November 2024, I retired the sinister
what?
Jamie Eternal.
Oh, no way! Wow, everything
We
came
got it.
full circle on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
that's
I will.
Mhm.
I have a whole accolade that not a lot of people could say, and
nice.
he gave that to me. So I'm grateful for him every
That,
day for
that
real.
see, that tells you, that's telling me that he saw something in you, like from the very
He
beginning,
does.
and
He does.
the fact that you had that honor to be the man to pin him, because I mean, the greatest honor in wrestling is, you lay on your back.
Mhm.
So I mean,
100%.
like,
You know.
but it's an even bigger honor for you because you were the one he
Yeah.
chose to be his last match. It's awesome, Dean.
Yeah.
100%. No, no. It meant the world, and yeah, that was his last match was a lot of fun for me. Very, probably the most painful match I've ever been in
It was worth
for
it
certain
though.
reasons. No, 100%. I took it was my first time landing some thumbtacks. That was
Oh, that Lego
interesting.
match we watched. I think I'd rather.
Thumbtacks,
I think.
nothing, nothing. I was
Yeah,
doing
that
it all
ain't
day.
nothing.
The
Nothing,
Legos,
not compared to what these are, what we're talking about.
I should
Yeah,
just
100%
turn
though.
Legos.
I think I'd rather be on barbed wire than thumbtacks. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, you guys have to watch. I mean, we're actually trying to catch up on everything that Dean
Mhm.
has done in the past. And one of the very first match that Adam and I watched, literally, we're watching Dean Hendrix in a Lego match, getting like power bombed and pile drived, and I mean he's
Dude.
like taking brutal bumps on these Legos, and I think me personally, it would definitely, I'd rather be on the barbed wire than the thumbtacks.
Yeah.
We'll
Oh
try
yeah.
to have a link on our page where you can see this. So
Thanks, bro. Oh yeah.
now, Dean, biggest match you had, up to before the retirement match or whatever. What was your who who was the biggest superstar you to date have you wrestled right now?
Um. So I'd say between two I have well now I've wrestled them twice after last night, because last night was an 8-man tag, and then before that was a triple threat. But one of them was Jack Price, the TNA superstar, the Black Diamond Jack Price. Um, that was a really fun one. That man gave me the hardest frog splash I've ever received from anybody. When you have a
Yeah, when he
250-pound man, yeah, you have a 250-pound man just frog splashing you. And then I would say my top one, my most favorite, and like even like one of the like biggest moments of my life for real was wrestling TNA superstar Jake Chris. My bad.
Now, what is your
Yeah,
favorite?
like that man makes that.
Is
I
that
would say my
say?
favorite match. Um, yeah, I mean, for me, yeah, because that showed me I could go with somebody like that or somebody who I like look up to at that level and really admire. And then I'd say like that one, um, the last man standing match where I took the thumbtacks with Jamie Eternal, and then yeah, probably the Lego match with Tommy Vendetta. Those probably my top three.
Thank you
100%.
for saying that. Thank you for that. So now, what about
100%.
your worst match? What was your worst match?
Oh,
Just the one you want to
my
like,
Right.
worst match.
just the one you want to throw away.
Oh,
Just
um, my worst match will probably be the one where I lost my teeth in.
ooh,
Whoa! How'd that happen?
So I traveled down to Indiana and I traveled down to Indiana and at the time it was the start of my career, so I'm looking for any and all opportunities by any means necessary. So I hop in a carload with some people that I know and we travel down and we get down to Indiana. Oh, I'd been there twice now. I've been down there twice. Um, I did not know this at the time. I now know this, and he is blackballed from all wrestling. But that man was a child diddler by the name of
Oh no! Oh,
by the name of Tyler Kent. So
thank you
unfortunately,
for outing me
yeah.
for that.
So yeah,
Wow.
like I go down there. It's this promotion MPG, and I already knew it was kind of like weird like that, you know, like vibes were just kind of like weird in that sort of sense. And this third show, we have this match, and it's like I think a tag team match, and we get towards the end, and I'm on the apron, and it's a regular thing in the match to get bipped on the apron, to get clobbered on the apron. So
Hmm.
I got clobbered on the apron. I go, I fall. Well, like I get clobbered, and like it feels like right here. And I'm like, man, like homeboy really for real hit me across my mouth for real. Well, I get down, like I'm on the down on the ground at this point because I fell off the apron. I open my eyes. I'm on all fours. I just see a puddle of blood. I'm like, what? And I go to like lick like right here, and I had nothing.
Oh,
And I was like, are you kidding me right now? I was like, I did not just lose teeth. I did not just lose teeth in front of not even 20 people probably. You
did you
got to
give
be
him a
kidding me
receipt?
right now.
Did you give him a receipt?
It was the end of the match. It was the
Oh
finish.
man, of course.
no
So,
wonder, no wonder you
so,
get along with Darren McCarty so well.
so I get in the ring and we we're getting our hands raised. My hands getting raised and like I'm covered in all this blood. And I'm just like looking at the dude with like daggers. Like I'm a effing kill you, dude. Like do not get nowhere near me once we get to the back. And sure as heck when we get to the back, like I think I just told him like give me some effing space. Gave me some space, thought about it, and he apologized to me. Um, I still tell us to, hey, for anybody listening, that's Killian Craven. That's Killian. I do not forget, playa. Just so you know, like I appreciate the apology, but you still knocked my teeth out. So I hope you practice your forearms for real. But
Now,
yeah,
are you now? Are you a current title holder of any sorts right now? Like in
man, I
any
wish
promotion?
I wish I'd have brought it from inside. Yeah, I'm the
Right here.
Michigan Internet Champion. I'm the
Oh
Michigan
yeah,
Internet Champion of Superior Championship Wrestling. Yeah,
nice.
Superior Championship Wrestling. Actually, we'll be running March 15th. Me versus Joseph Antonio Guerrero at the Royal Oak skate park, surf and skate park.
Oh, ooh,
Dude,
that's not
Yep,
far at all.
no.
yep, right off I-75.
Yeah, we might.
So
Adam and I might have to. We might have to come and check that
Yeah,
show out.
that's a must.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'd really love to have you guys out for real, and that'd be like a huge help for me. And
Well,
yeah,
let us
I
walk
think it's
down to the ring, and we'll call it even. I mean, that'd be great.
yeah. No, I got you. I got y'all.
You can move, and I'll take the chair shot. I don't care.
I'll come out with my SWA title. I mean, that, not that anybody
Let's
knows what the
go.
Shores Wrestling Alliance is, but hey. But no, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, we'll keep in touch on that. We'll see what we
Mhm.
can do. We might be able to make it out that. The only
No,
thing
dude, I
is
love
that
you.
we have like that day we've got at our church right now, or that weekend is known as like the missions conference at our church. So it's like a
Okay.
big weekend. So but I don't think we have anything going on it that night. So we're gonna have to do
Yeah,
what we
no.
do best. We have to talk to our wives, and
I
we'll have
know.
to work things out. Now, how much is
I
the event?
understand. I think it's like $20, like general admission, I think. But I'll make sure I get with you on Messenger and like send you stuff, you know.
Oh,
Mhm.
cool. Yeah, yeah. We're
But
excited
yeah,
now. Oh,
what you call it? I think like I think bell time will be like 6:30, like 7,
okay.
that
Yeah,
sort of thing.
and Adam was bricked earlier. Now I'm really bricked.
Let's go.
Let's go. Now, is it a title defense you got coming up?
Oh yeah, yep. So I'll be defending the Michigan Internet Championship against Joseph Antonio Guerrero.
Now, I understand that you have a little history with this guy.
A little bit. What you call it? Me and Joseph had a little bit of a squabble with each other during our ladder match. Well, even before that, at the show before that, and it carried on in the ladder match, and then the ladder match came down to the two of us, and I flipped him off a ladder. He tried to do a moonsault onto other people and landed on his neck.
Ooh.
Oh,
Thankfully he was okay.
yeah, wow.
Got back up
Well,
and made a
shame on
beeline.
shame on the people not catching him.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
gosh,
yeah.
running like that was. Oh wow, that could have been bad.
Whatchamacallit, fellas? I gotta figure this out really quick so my phone doesn't die. I just gotta get a
Oh yeah,
charger.
yeah. Well,
I should probably get mine too.
do you want to borrow mine? I think I got enough. Yeah, I got enough charge here. The life of
That's
podcasting, folks.
what I'm talking about.
Let's give me a chance, real quick, to if you guys haven't heard, I called out Mo Money Mike and I challenged him. I added a stipulation to our match for this fine SWA title here. So this man wants the title shot. Now we have a name for our show, by the way. Okay,
Okay.
it is known as Shores Wrestling Alliance. Die for something, and the song we actually have a theme song that has the same name. Well, I've challenged Mo Money Mike for like almost 20 years now. I'm 20 years plus with this SWA title, and I've been calling this man out, and he finally accepted my challenge. Well, I had to up the ante with this guy. I have officially decided that my title is on the line. He needs to put his podcasting career on the line. So we're waiting to hear from him. But if you go up, this Wednesday night, you can watch it live, Fives of the Week. You can watch them live on Facebook or on YouTube. And if you can't find them you're like busy or something on Wednesday night, well, you can listen to them on Apple Podcast, on Amazon Music. You can listen to them on Spotify. So go out of your way, listen to the Fives of the Week, and it has nothing to do with Chi Chi and Hollywood Apple Snatch. So if the Fives of the Week can continue, I'm just going to have to retire Mo Money Mike.
Please do.
Ooh.
Please do.
So, all right, Dean, we're getting back to you now. I'm sure you probably found your
He's getting worked up.
That's heated. Who's
Right now.
who Mo Money Mike. I don't
yeah,
know.
who's Mo Money Mike?
Well, so Mo Money Mike, he is my former tag team partner from uh, Shores Wrestling Alliance. We were part of the Rough Riders, and we were also part of the NWO.
What
So
is
we were
what is his last name?
Mo Money Mike.
Ah, dude, I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to ask you this off camera, bro. I
Yeah,
feel like I might have heard somebody that's like in our area who calls himself that for real.
well, he goes by the name Philly now on Fives of the Week.
Okay,
Um,
okay, okay.
and trust me, I mean, Dean, if you listen to that show, you got to listen to it. It's a great show, but
All right,
it's
I'll check
just
it
time
out.
to retire Mo Money Mike.
Yeah.
But anyhow, he's my former tag team partner, and this man had the nerve to lose the titles, our tag titles. We were tag team champions. He had the nerve to lose the tag team championship, and so I've decided, you know, with my own sympathy, I felt bad for him. I just decided to bring him back into the NWO after our Rough Riders thing, and we ended up terrorizing the Shores Wrestling Alliance and retiring the promotion. So now it's time. But I've just in my head I've just wanted to beat this guy, and we've had two matches together, and we're basically 1-1. And I've been wanting to get that last win to get that. I mean, I have the title, but I want that final victory to have the 2-1 victory over this guy.
Let's
But
rub
Mo
it
Money
in.
Mike, yeah, Mo Money Mike. Let me just tell you, I'm still waiting for your answer, and I think the longer that this goes, and the longer I know it's only been 24 hours since I've issued the challenge, but you're just proving to me right now why you are not a top guy. So enough about me though, Dean.
Why you
It's more
ducking?
about you. You're right. He's ducking. He's ducking. And you
Yeah.
know what? I would like to invite you to this match when it happens. Now it's not your setting. I know it'd probably be beneath you. I mean, you're a pro wrestler. You're an independent wrestler. I'm just a measly old backyard wrestler. But
Heck nah.
I would love to have you in my corner with Adam, because I mean, we don't know what Hollywood Apple Snatch or Chi Chi are gonna do. They might sneak attack me. I don't know. So I need a little bit more backup. So
I'll be
if
interested.
I mean if you're available, we're still working out the details. If you're available, I would love to have you in my corner
Yeah.
in our show here. So
I
I
think
mean
I think
maybe
you got yourself a deal if I can line up my schedule.
we'll let you know. And like I said, I mean, we're just fine. Kind of shining up the details. And as soon as I hear from you, hear what we're gonna do, you'll be the first man I'll let know that and see if you'll be available that date. So
Sweet. Yeah, no, I'm down, bro.
so we're gonna get back to Dean Hendrix, because this show's about him and not about Gumpzilla.
I told you he was getting lit
Go
up. He's ready for the match right now.
Oh,
Godzilla.
yeah.
Godzilla ready feeling it.
I thought I heard entrance music. I don't know.
You got the working boots on tonight, brother?
Oh, I have the working boots on ever.
Nice. What you call it? So y'all mentioned titles. I got it right here actually.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
Oh, the Michigan
There she
Internet
is.
Champion talking to the SWA champion. This is awesome. Great
Yeah.
stuff. Wow, dude, that is an awesome belt.
Yes, I need a towel.
Yeah. Yeah, I really love the Michigan flag for real that they have in that boy.
Yeah, dude.
It's
I mean,
nice.
wow.
So
Look at
yeah,
the detail on that belt.
100%. Yeah, I'm really proud of this
So
for him.
is that your first singles title?
Yep, this is my first ever singles title.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Have you held any other titles before this title?
Yeah, so I was my first ever was unfortunately I gotta mention it. My MPG MPG tag champ for only a show because I got my teeth knocked out. And then you had I was For Us Wrestling Trios champion, one of their first trios champion with my old friends at the time, killing the business,
Hmm.
and then I was Pro Wrestling All Stars tag team champion with my old best friend who I don't really like to mention, Forever
Oh, I know
Young.
the feeling right now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's that Mo Money Mike. I know the feeling when it's like with a former tag partner who used to be your friend.
Oh man, bro, hey. at least y'all can. I don't know. It's that's a weird.
Now,
It's a weird dynamic when you go from being close to somebody, being friends with them. Um,
mm,
I'll just yeah, because I like you guys. I'll just touch base on it a little bit. I wanted to so like I wanted to like people. I wanted the friendship to be I guess like a emulation of Kota Ibushi and Kenny Omega
okay,
and the
yeah,
Gold
yeah.
Lovers and what they had, and we had something like that there. And I love the kid. I went to bat for the kid when he was wrong in a lot of situations, and it burned the bridge for me a lot. It took the spotlight away from me a lot, and in my opinion, that's why it took me 3 years to win this. To have a singles title was because I was so caught up in somebody else's spotlight and making them look good. No, worrying about their career. You know what I mean? Like I don't put the fault on him because at the same time I'm my own man and I uh, did that too. But he he gave me a lot of like unnecessary like heat. Heat by association is a
Oh,
little insider term for y'all, and that's what he gave me. And instead of ever being appreciative for it, that I like stuck by him. Just kind of we just kind of like grew like distant, and I kind of knew that I was offering a lot more to the friendship, and turned out that was true because now I'm not friends with him. It's weird. Like I said, it's weird. The reason why I'm telling you guys this story because it's weird. It's like showing up. If you guys have to show up to a workplace after somebody who's like your work best friend or whatever,
oh
and
yeah.
they're no longer, and they're no, and like you guys are like no longer friends, beef, and heavy. You guys are gonna say shit to each other. So my bad. You guys are gonna say
So
stuff to each other.
so
So
so you're
so
it's just business point.
nah, I appreciate it, but you don't say stuff to each other, so it's really awkward. You know, like like
Now,
the kid was like literally the kid was like literally like a few feet from me at a show recently. I didn't say anything to him.
have you wrestled him in at all or
Yeah, actually, yeah. It was a fatal four way match. Oh, I got got two stories for you. I was a fatal four way match, and when we're figuring out this match, um, I was I was like, I bet you we don't interact. Like, I bet you he doesn't want us to interact in this match at all. Even though the story within the match is me and him, because
right?
we have history together. We're former friends, you know. So that's the way to connect the audience. But he didn't care for none of that. He didn't want to like work with me. So it was a fatal four way where we didn't do anything. We didn't interact with each other, whatever. So I won the match, picked up the victory, and as I picked up the victory, I can even send you the clip. I could even send you the clip after. Tearing off my wrist tape, and I'm throwing it at him as he's outside of the ring trying to like fast walk to the back, and I'm like throwing the stuff at him. I'm like, pack your bags, get the f out of here.
Wow, he went into
Don't ever
business
come
for
back.
himself.
I mean, he's no. I wouldn't say that. Like, it was a fatal four way, so so I gave the finish. I got the
Oh,
finish on
you were
somebody
able
else.
to
I
get
got
the
the win on somebody
finish.
else. Yeah, so like as soon as I got the finish on somebody else, I just looked at him and found him wherever he was at and just let him have it. You know, so. In his words, maybe I won the business for myself. I don't see it that way. I was letting out my like he doesn't like when other people make themselves when they make themselves look good. And my or when they like um I don't know, he just liked to like control me a lot. Like there was a moment at Chaos when we tag team together. It was our last tag team match together and we had a miscue in the ring. It was my fault. And when that miscue happened, we went in the finish and the finish was fine. But he's looking at me all surprised. He's like, "How?
Hmm.
How did that happen? How do we not get the win? I don't." I'm like, "Are you serious? You're gonna make me look dumb out here? How? After everything I've done for you?" And that's again where I took off my wrist tape and I'm throwing it at him and I'm freaking out and I improv that and it's kind of how I actually felt. Just turned up to 10. You know, it's what we're
Right.
So that's what you're
Wow.
taught at least. So um, people liked it. He didn't.
Right.
Of course he
Oh,
didn't.
I'm
yeah.
surprised that they haven't put you guys together because they always say like when you actually have like tension with each other, you guys always it's always the two that actually have tension and have great matches together.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Story and
You don't.
everything.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like legit,
You don't want that. You don't want that smoke.
right? I mean that he doesn't understand that can be money.
hmm
You don't want that smoke. Hey, well, there's also there's also like something that within that, like you guys also want to like. I also have to be with somebody that I don't mind making look good.
hmm
You know what
Okay,
I mean?
yeah, that makes
Like making them look like start putting that, whatever I gotta do to make them look good. So to be honest with you, I'm also in a standpoint like I know he don't want to make me look, so I'm not in a standpoint to ever want to make him look good. So
Yeah.
right.
It's got to be a mutual
and
thing.
and yeah, it's not even like I'm talking so openly about this, which is like kind of crazy out of pocket, but I'm doing it because a lot of people in Michigan share the same, and a lot of people in independent wrestling share the same opinion as me about the guy. So
Hmm.
like he
Now,
don't wanna ever change himself. So
hmm. Now, you said that you wrestled in Indiana, so obviously you've wrestled outside the state. Have you wrestled anything like outside the country, like Canada, or have you wrestled like overseas, Mexico? I mean,
Can
you've always heard stories about Mexico. I mean,
Yeah. And if you did, do you have any like great travel stories? Like any
um
crazy stories like on the road?
I mean whatchamacallit, I have so I'd say like the farthest that I've traveled is like New York. So I haven't traveled extremely far. Canada I think will be a 2025 thing for me. That's a very huge possibility.
so are you looking like at
Whatchamacallit,
Maple Leaf Wrestling? Is that what the promotion over there right now that took over
that's
TNA?
yeah, that's one of them. A lot of people from the Detroit area and from other places have been making a lot of trips to NCG, and
Oh,
NCG's out in like De La Salle or something like that, all the way out in like Canada. But it's another
is Border
Canadian promotion.
is Border City still around? I guess I'm like out of the
I
loop
ooh,
because
nah, Border
that
City
was a fun
might still be
promotion.
around. No, yeah,
Yeah,
it's still a very big, pretty nice promotion for sure.
yeah. Okay, all right. So
Um,
I'm not going crazy here.
yeah, and then a lot of guys, a lot of young guys, especially from House of Truth, that got a shout out. Like one of them is Gran Torino, who are getting opportunities from independent promotions like Fantastic League of Wrestling. They go by Flow.
Okay, all right.
He's getting incredible opportunity to like not only go to I don't know if he's going to Mexico and Japan, but he just announced that he's going to be going to a Japan show, so that's really cool. Chuck Stein, part of Detroit Punk, and like a huge, like really good deathmatch wrestler, just got done with a deathmatch tournament over in Japan. But for me, like man, I got like a few like interesting travel stories. What we'll call it? There's one what happened? Well, there was one where it actually I'll tell this one for you guys. It actually like got the kid a lot of heat, low key. So
I love that already.
so Lorenzo had Forever Young had broken his wrist, and instead of taking himself out of action, he decided to still wrestle, which is fine. Um, I it's your dream. Do whatever you got to do. So he he's still wrestling on this broken wrist, and we decided to like travel up to UP. Well, we travel up to UP, and we make it there fine. He wrestles that night, even though he had a broken wrist. We go to drive back home, and it gets to his turn to drive.
Oh no.
Fellas, just so you know, when you're a green kid or like or whenever like you're just breaking into this business, you want to do whatever you can, and that's what that's one of the things you do, especially like if you're in a car load with people. And he was like, "Oh, Dean got me." Me being like the gullible friend at the time, who was going through a lot of stuff, so didn't really think like much of that at the time. I was like, "Yeah, I got him. I got my friend, no problem." And but in like old school wrestling like terms, like he messed up for real.
Hmm.
Like yeah, like everybody like gets like a certain amount of like drive time, unless if it's discussed that that's cool that you don't like share a little bit of that time. So he came back and he got like a really good little bit amount of heat, and and to tell you a little bit more of a funnier one that's on the same trip was the night before. We had decided to stay at an Airbnb, and we're staying at this Airbnb with all these wrestlers, and the Soul Taker.
Heard of this
We're
guy?
there. I figured that y'all would have heard
That
of him.
guy.
So
Yeah,
Soul
I've heard of
Taker.
this guy. In
So
fact,
so so, so we're
there was a
sharing.
video out there. There was a video not too long ago with him taking on cocaine. I don't know if you saw that,
Guy,
Sam.
he comes into the venue after that. He comes into the show right after that. Hey, guess who went viral? Cocaine. Yes, bro. We all seen the video, bro. He
Yeah.
just started going in. And but we're at this Airbnb, and he's there, and dude is a top tier prankster. Dude loves his pranks, man. So we get in this Airbnb, and it's like 1920 styled. It's like cabined up, and we started making jokes like, "Oh man, this place looks like haunted and stuff." So we're making jokes that's like haunted, and that gives him like the idea, like, man, I can mess with these guys. So he starts acting like a ghost, like doing like creepy stuff. We're filming for Forever Young's like vlog at the time, and it's so funny because we're filming for the vlog at the time, and finally um the guy who were with Maximilian, uh who I had cut that promo on, who you commented on,
Right. Yeah.
he what he was my good friend at the time. He was like reacting to all this. He was probably the most reactive out of all of us because we all knew it was just jokes and pranks.
Right.
Him though, he was like a kid still believing in Santa Claus or something. Like a little, he was like, "Who's doing this? Like, bro, like quit it. Like, if you guys just keep doing this and messing with I'm just gonna go to sleep." So he's like, so he's like getting all upset that Soul Taker's pranking that like Soul Taker's pranking everybody, and I forgot what it was, but he got like so upset, like he had because Soul Taker like did this like scream or something, and it actually like legitimately scared Max, and Lorenzo's filming, and Forever Young like got him like actually scared, or like got a clip of him actually scared, and he was like, "Bro, I told you not to effing film. When I say stop, like stop." Like in essence, the whole thing, like yeah, like he's correct. You should have shut the camera off, and there's. I'm pretty much telling you the story about how KTB like imploded and how killing the business is no
Right.
longer. But in essence, it started off as a funny night, funny like prankster. It was just that moment because like Lorenzo wouldn't turn off his camera when he should have. But it started off funny with like Max being a little girl reacting to all that, getting all scared.
Now, have you had an opportunity? Have they you had a call up to be like an enhancement talent, like say for like GCW or AEW, TNA, somewhere along the lines yet, or are you still like working your way up there right now?
Yeah, unfortunately, like I haven't yet. I feel like I could have. I feel like if I could really like try, I could probably get like extra work. somewhere. Like I know people who've done extra work for WWE. I know people who've done extra work for MLW now. I know people who've done extra work for AEW, like all that stuff. I'm just so for like the last year I've just been more focused on figuring out me and building up who I am. Cause like to be honest with you, like headliner Hendrix is like a completely like new thing to who I am. And like that was like new like a year ago. And so I'm still trying to figure out that brand and like build it up to like what it is and be more confident in that and then like go out and do my thing because I like it seems like people in Michigan are getting behind it. It seems like I have something that's worth sinking their teeth into. So I'm just trying to like build that up. But I'm definitely starting to travel more. I have I have a lot of trips to I guess you could call them well fans call them big indies.
Okay.
Big indies are like bigger independent promotions. So gonna be trying to show up there and do whatever I can to try to hopefully earn a spot. One of them that like I'm hopeful for is Revolver, Pro Wrestling Revolver. That
Oh,
one's
okay.
yeah, that one's a really nice show. Like that one's really sick. Like I said, that NCG show, that's another nice one. The Maple Leaf Wrestling,
Yeah.
that one's really tight. So yeah, just trying to like figure out how to like get onto those shows. Like even yeah, like even like GCW. Like there's some people on GCW that I like. Oh, I actually have a really dope story about Effie for you guys. Effie was booked on a show that I was booked on, and I go to like wrestle my match, and this was right after the match I had with Jake, so I was like really, I guess I was kind of feeling myself. So I was like, I was kind of like talking with Effie like before my match, so he kind of like already knew who I was, and before I went out, I was like, Effie, bro, do you mind like watching my match? So yeah, I'll try to, man. I already know what that kind of meant, but I go out and I have my match and everything goes out fine. And when I get to the back, I'm talking with them and I'm like, hey, Effie, did you get a chance to watch my match? And for me, this was still a compliment, and this was actually kind of nicer than if he actually did watch my match, if that makes any sense. He had
Right.
said, he had said, unfortunately, no, I didn't get a chance to, brother. Which I was kind of like, man. But then he said,
Right.
but I heard your match,
Hmm.
and me hearing it's all that matters. And what he
Oh.
meant by that is like, yeah, like it could have like you could have had maybe like this botch or that botch, or you made like maybe your strikes could have been better. This he could have gave me whatever critiques, but what he said was I could get the crowd invested into it. And if I could have a loud reaction of the night, like I guess like compared to like his level, even though I'm like not really like that, I can't travel cities and I don't
Right.
have bookings lined up like he does. But the fact I could still pull that from that audience, like really, you know, was something that he took away from it. So that meant a lot to me for real. And
That makes. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great compliment, man.
Yes.
yeah,
So, well, I think we will leave it here. Now we actually have a very awesome proposal that Dean Hendricks has offered for us for
oh
our
yeah,
show, and I've talked to Adam about it,
Yes.
and we would love for you to be our wrestling insider. I think that's a great addition to this show, and the fact that we have somebody that's legitimately inside the business that's willing to give
Mhm.
us stuff that's going on behind the scenes and stories that the rumors that and stories that are going on behind the scenes, at least what you can get. We would
Mhm.
love to have you to be part of our show for segments from
Yes.
here on. If obviously if the schedule works out with you. I mean, because I mean for us, I mean we don't know whenever we record. We try to keep on Sunday,
Mhm.
Sunday nights to try to record. But I mean, there's
Yeah.
some nights that some days it'll be Thursday morning or whatever. So I mean, obviously we'll have to work around your schedule. But we would love for you to be part of this show and to help this show get even bigger. In fact, our platforms have actually expanded now too. We're on Apple Podcasts, we're on iHeart, we're on Spotify, but now we're also on on the Odyssey app, we're on Pandora, we're soon to be on Amazon with Amazon Music and Audible. But I mean, like with you with you volunteering your time to even give us that kind of um, proposal. I mean, we're honored it for this for you to be part of this show. I mean, if and like I said, it just we'll have to make sure to work it with your schedule and make sure it works out. Or I'm sure we can find other ways. If you want to, if it doesn't work with your schedule, you can just record maybe like 5 minutes or something and send it to us. I mean, we'll find ways of getting you on this show, and we would
Yeah,
also
no.
love and we would also love to help promote your career.
Yeah.
If there's any shows, you could talk to your promotions, your wrestling promotions, and let send it to us, and we'll try to spread out the shows for you. So, I mean,
100%.
we want to help you out, and we're so grateful that you're willing to help us out,
Yes.
and we really appreciate you taking the time tonight. I mean, this was absolutely a blast for me.
Yeah. We had a
No,
lot of
yeah.
fun. Looking
No,
forward to
thank
it.
you. Yeah,
So
we haven't even really like got into like everything I feel like you guys were looking forward to like getting into talking about. So I definitely I do want to come back on soon, and
Oh yeah, we'll
I
definitely have
I
a part two.
yeah.
100%. I just really want to like touch bases with the fact that I also like really appreciate you guys too. I don't I like I can only give myself so much of a platform to reach certain people and to reach more people. So the fact that you guys have like helped me and you know has now like given me an extra platform, more people to see me,
Yeah.
like it means the world. And of course, like I want to give back, and especially to somebody who's been in my life my whole life, bro. So I'll like always remember that, and it just dang that there was like an analogy I wanted to like use compared to like other, but like just think about it like with other wrestlers. Like there's a ton of dudes who I heard did podcasts like Edge and Christian's podcast. That used to be amazing. Chris Jericho's I used to watch that or listen to that all the time. Even when like Stone Cold would do his stuff. So
See,
it's
and
something
I
that
like
like
Bruce Pritchard. I like Eric Bischoff. I like Tony Schiavone's podcast.
yeah,
I
no
try to keep
100%.
with Busted Open with their podcast, at least with the snippets of their show. So
Yeah,
I
no, they're
mean,
pretty good too.
we're in. Whenever you're available, give us a message. We'll try to work you in, man. I mean, this is exciting times here
Yeah.
for
Yeah,
I
the
no.
show.
was when he told me about it, I was like, dude, have a guy who's like in the business and just I was looking forward to hearing your stories too. Like we have more stories that we can tell you too on the next show. Like there's stuff I want to, but I just this episode it was just I was so excited to just listen to you and like what gave you that boost to start your career and stuff like that. But there's a lot more we can get to, and we're
So,
looking forward
so
to
in
it.
other words, you're saying you were bricked this whole time.
Yeah,
My dog.
I
My
definitely
dog.
I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I have a notebook right here. Just hiding myself.
Appreciate
so
it, bro.
so Dean, just stay on, so we can work out the details a little bit more. Hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll be able to get to that show with you. I
Hmm.
mean, and help
No,
promote
we'll
our show
be
on your platform there. So
now we'll be back on soon for anybody listening. We didn't really get to touch base on the Lego match a lot, so be
yeah,
sure to tune in next episode so we could really hone in on that, and
yeah.
I could tell
Maybe
y'all.
maybe that will just be the show.
I
We'll
think
talk about the.
I think I see an imprint of a Lego on your forehead.
Oh,
Uh,
Well,
got
all right,
scarred up
Dean.
from it, man.
All right, Dean. Well, we appreciate your time. I am Gumpzilla,
I'm a damn. Thank you.
and this is Wrestling Weekly Review with Adam. We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you guys.
I got a list of bad habits, like burning my bridges down to the ground. Go on and throw me a lifeline. I'll be sure to cut it and watch myself drown. Locked in a prison of mistakes.